We got you updated. This is Radio Imanzi News in English.
This is Radio Imanzi, broadcasting from Kigali. Here is the news in English, brought to you by Fiona Umuganwa. The headlines. President Paul Kagame has today met with President Kenyatta in Nairobi, Kenya, where they discussed bilateral and regional affairs. The Ministry of Education has launched a month of cultural activities in schools, starting with Lycée Notre Dame de Citeaux in Kigali City and Kampanga School in Musanze District. Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta has invited African leaders to attend the 7th Program for Infrastructure Development in Africa Week. An oil production vessel exploded off the coast of Nigeria today. Now the news in detail. President Paul Kagame has today met with President Kenyatta in Nairobi, Kenya, where they discussed bilateral and regional affairs. During the meeting, President Kenyatta and President Kagame discussed a wide range of areas of cooperation between the two countries, including trade, transport, and issues concerning the region and the continent. On trade, President Kenyatta said Rwanda's strategic position in the region makes it an important trading partner to Kenya, especially as a gateway to the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo and the wider Great Lakes region market. To enhance the bilateral trade between the two countries, President Kenyatta called on Rwanda to diversify its imports from Kenya and continue taking advantage of the improved services at the port of Mombasa to facilitate the movement of goods. The two leaders also affirmed their commitment to working together to find lasting solutions to conflicts facing Ethiopia, Sudan, South Sudan, and Somalia, saying Kenya and Rwanda will continue to play a leading role in promoting dialogue and peace amongst the warring parties. The Ministry of Education has launched a month of cultural activities in schools, starting with Lycée Notre Dame de Citeaux in Kigali City and Kampanga School in Musanze District. The Ministry of Education emphasized that the aim is to sensitize students to a better understanding of Rwandan culture and to preserve Rwandan culture as a source of education and knowledge. The Minister of State in the Ministry of Youth and Culture, Bamporiki Edward, called on the students to avoid drug abuse and keep away from the dangerous ideology that was the source of the genocide. Minister Bamporiki said young people should always promote patriotic ideas which will help them as they grow up to take up leadership of the country. Nathan Law Ndugu, the owner of the now defunct DN International, a real estate development company, has been arrested in Nairobi over a fraud case he faces in Rwanda. Nathan is wanted in Rwanda to serve a 5-year prison term after he was found guilty of fraud and defrauding property buyers. Mr. Ndugu was charged on October 18, 2011, but fled Rwanda. He was tried in absentia, convicted and sentenced on September 27, 2012. He was then listed on Interpol's raid notice in 2012. The city of Kigali and the Rwanda Biomedical Center today started a COVID-19 booster dose campaign with the help of a mobile clinic system. The mobile clinic have also been taking tests around the city to monitor the status of COVID-19 infection. Farmers in Gicumbi district say there is still disorder over the cultivation of selected crops in the land consolidation program. The farmers talk about inequality and injustices in the treatment of farmers in Nyove sector. Some of the farmers violate the rules and regulations and are punished, while others are not punished. Nzabonima Emmanuel, the mayor of Gicumbi district, explains that the land consolidation program aims to facilitate development through the increase of yields, a program that needs close monitoring by the district authorities. The mayor promised to investigate the injustices in Miove sector. Construction workers in Geye sector in Rusizi district claim they have not been paid for 15 days of work at the construction work of a technical school. Apart from the construction workers, even the watchmen claim they have not been paid for 3 months. The construction work, which has been commissioned by the Rwanda Polytechnic, has now been transferred to Rusizi district, and the district in turn transferred the work to Geye sector with 43 million Rwandan francs to complete the construction of the school. The executive secretary of Geye sector, Ndamnyimana Daniel, says the school will be completed in 2 months' time. He advised the two sides in the dispute over payment to come together to find a solution. Minister of Health Dr. Daniel Ngamije today presided over the official handover ceremony between the new Director General of Rwanda Biomedical Center, Claude Mambo Muvunyi, and the former Director General Nsabimana Sabe. As the new Director General takes on an institution that is at the center of the country's response to the COVID-19 pandemic, he promised to build from what his predecessors had achieved to make RBC a strong and dynamic institution. He said he wants to build a strong RBC through implementing evidence-based programs, client-centered models, care and collaboration, as well as partnership with national and international institutions. Now some items of international news. Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta has invited African leaders to attend the 7th Program for Infrastructure Development in Africa Week in Nairobi from February 28th to March 2nd, 2022. He spoke on Wednesday evening when he attended the virtual 39th session of the African Union Development Agency Heads of State and Government Orientation Committee meeting. President Kenyatta said the Program for Infrastructure Development in Africa Week provides an opportunity for stakeholders to review and reflect on the progress in the implementation of infrastructure programs across the continent. President Kenyatta pointed out that the Nairobi infrastructure event will also enable participants to discuss ways of overcoming challenges, share lessons, and advance possible solutions geared towards improving infrastructure development in the continent. He added that Kenya will showcase its infrastructure development projects within the country and beyond, including the Lamu Port, which may serve South Sudan, among other countries, plus the Ethiopia Transport Corridor program. More than 100 children in Western Kenya have received the new vaccine against malaria, which kills 260,000 children under the age 5 every year in sub-Saharan Africa. Since 2019, a pilot program in Kenya, Ghana, and Malawi has begun distributing the groundbreaking vaccine, which has been 30 years in the making. It was approved for broad use for children in sub-Saharan Africa and other at-risk regions by the World Health Organization in October last year. An oil production vessel exploded off the coast of Nigeria today. The CEO of the oil company said 10 workers were on board when the explosion occurred. The cause of the explosion is being investigated as necessary parties work to contain the situation. The floating oil production, storage and offloading vessel is in the oil-rich Niger Delta region. The company has said the vessel has the capacity of storing to 2 million barrels of oil. Nigerian authorities have taken steps in the past to curb such disasters, which experts have argued often occur as a result of non-compliance with industry regulations. President Joe Biden has stated that the United States Special Forces raid in northwestern Syria early today killed the top leader of the Islamic State group. Thanks to the skill and bravery of our armed forces, we have taken off the battlefield Abu Ibrahim al-Hashim, the leader of ISIS, Biden said in a statement. He said all Americans involved in the operation returned safely. The head of the European Central Bank, Christine Lagarde, said record inflation could linger for longer than expected and appear to open the door for an interest rate increase this year. She said half of the higher inflation is tied to oil, gas, and electricity prices that are largely beyond the reach of monetary policy. Lagarde said officials would pay careful attention to the numbers and revisit their inflation stance next month. French President Emmanuel Macron is planning to talk to his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin today by telephone amid frantic diplomatic efforts to defuse the Ukraine crisis. Macron said he might visit Russia to discuss the crisis, adding that his plans would depend on progress made in the telephone conversation. Now the review of Rwanda Stock Exchange on 3rd February 2022. The trading session recorded a total turnover of 7,169,900 Rwandan francs from 33,100 shares traded in 3 deals on the equities market and 2,659,500 Rwandan francs worth of bonds traded in 1 deal on the fixed income market. As the share counters closed, Bralirwa closed the counter at 125 Rwandan francs. The trading session recorded a total turnover of 287,500 Rwandan francs from 2,300 shares traded in 1 deal. I&M Bank closed the counter at 45 Rwandan francs. The trading session recorded a total turnover of 162,000 Rwandan francs from 3,600 shares traded in 1 deal. Bank of Kigali closed the counter at 247 Rwandan francs. The trading session recorded a total turnover of 6,718,400 Rwandan francs from 27,200 shares traded in 1 deal. Simerwa closed the counter at 120 Rwandan francs. MTN Rwanda at 180 Rwandan francs. Equity Bank at 440 Rwandan francs. Kenya Commercial Bank at 370 Rwandan francs, National Media Group at 1,200 Rwandan francs, Uchuri Supermarket at 104 Rwandan francs, RH Buffalo at 526 Rwandan francs as the market closed. Currency market review today. The Kenyan shilling buying price was 8.9 Rwandan francs and selling price was 8.9 Rwandan francs. Tanzanian shilling buying price was 0.43 and selling price was 0.44 Rwandan francs. Ugandan shilling buying price was 0.28 Rwandan francs and selling price was 0.29 Rwandan francs. Burundian franc buying price was 0.49 Rwandan francs and selling price was 0.5 Rwandan francs. The US dollar buying price was 1,002 Rwandan francs and the selling price was 1,023 Rwandan francs. The British pound buying price was 1,359 Rwandan francs and selling price was 1,386 Rwandan francs. The The euro buying price was 1,133 Rwandan francs and selling price was 1,155 Rwandan francs. With that, we come to the end of tonight's edition.